Hey there folks, this is GreenyXI welcoming you to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. This is episode 66. What we're going to do in this episode is start the very final dungeon of Final Fantasy VIII. So let's get a move on with Ultimecia's castle. So this is her castle. Finally, I can honestly say that this is my favourite dungeon in the entire game. When I first played it, I thought that it was overcomplicated and it just confused the hell out of me because I used to get lost all the time and it would take me days and days just to finish the place. But now that I know a bit more of how to do it and everything, it's sort of fine, you know? You can do it all in any sort of order. There are 8 bosses here, or at least 8 bosses before you get to the end and stuff like that. So, it is going to take a while. We'll be here for a few episodes. Sorry about my voice, if it's sounding a bit foggy. Anyways, 2 parties, and we have to do this throughout, and we're going to be using both throughout. And here we go. I've always loved everything about this place though, except for at the very start, the first playthrough or whatever. The music, the aesthetics, the very atmosphere in the place, you know? I remember playing the song on Theatre Rhythm, Final Fantasy Theatre Rhythm, and loving it even then. It's strange that I liked that game, but I did so. You know. The party's powers have been sealed by Ultimecia's servants. The following powers have been sealed. Item. So you can't do anything except attack to start with. You can still junction magic to yourselves to boost your stats, and junction abilities to yourself, like Encounter None being the main one you want to look out for. But I think that's about it. There's one thing you've got to do first, and that's this boss, and then afterwards you can do whatever you like. This guy is called Sphinxaur. I think it's called Sphinxaur or Sphinxaurite or something like that. We'll have a look as we do it. Face my wrath for seeking thy sealed power. Every boss you beat you can unlock 1 new abilities, like draw, item, magic, and a couple of other things which we'll see after the boss is defeated. This one's going to be easy, by the way. All you can do is attack. It's nothing to worry about. We could have junctioned... What was it? Something to elemental defense or elemental attack. But you don't really need to worry about it too much. You should be able to get through. You're dead already. No, not yet. I'd be surprised if he has any magic to draw, considering you can't draw, so it'd be weird for the programmers and all that to have put some magic on him, and there's no point at all. There we go, he didn't even get an attack out. Simples. Now that we've done part 1 of the castle, say that as if a huge chunk has been done. We are going to move on to part 2. I've got a plan, a very specific plan for getting through this dungeon. It works every time for me, and you can do it any way you like, but this is how we're going to do it. The enemies around this area, whatever level you are going to be extremely tough. That's my experience anyways. Mega Elixir, oh good. So I'd stick with Encounter None for definite if you have it. Which by this point, I mean, if you've got Diablos, you should have had it, I think. The first command that we're going to unlock is Magic. Now, you still can't use Life or Full Life, because that's counted as a separate command in those sealed command sort of things. Yeah, we have to go through here. I mean, we beat the boss that was guarding this thing, so we might as well go through. Try going through here, but it looks like the chandelier is gonna be a bit dodgy. So we're gonna have to go down with this. Right, there's something that we want to do. I'll tell you about the green lights later when we start needing to use them. Yep, because the chandelier's come down and smashed onto the door, we can now unlock the trapdoor. Which is always nice. It's gonna be necessary. Go down a spirally staircase and fight the next boss. which is... what's it called? I want to say Triface, but I might be wrong. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that each GF, each boss in this place, if you haven't gotten the GF throughout the story and everything, then you'll want to, well, you'll want to draw them from these bosses if you've got draw. So if we didn't have all the GFs, maybe draw would have been the better option instead of magic to start with. Probably would have been. This is a bit tougher, Triface, because whenever you attack it, you are going to be countered. By the looks of things. I mean, I'm just getting this from that counter then. Or it might have just been a normal attack. You might be fast, you know. We'll see now. Nope, here we go as a counter. So if you wanted to put some sort of thunder move on your elemental defense to block this a little bit, might have been a lot easier. We got it on 2, but you know, not on the other one. So all I'm going to do is restrict the attacking to Squall, so he does the most damage without the counter attack going on. We can't use limit breaks because we haven't unlocked it yet in this castle, so that's something that's a bit gutting. But we'll see how much Kura does. She's got pretty high magic from what I remember. Its elemental stat defense sort of varies from fire to ice. So if you wanted to put elemental attack fire or elemental attack ice on one of your characters, that might have worked out. Or you could have just had one character with ice, one character with fire, and it switches up, so you never really know how it's going to go. This boss number 2 down. See, they're going well, and we're getting through the castle quite quick. Another 6 bosses to go before we reach the end boss and end cinematics and stuff of typical Final Fantasy and RPG in general, really. Okay, that's Triface down. What are we going to choose this type, folks? Actually, I'll show you all the commands instead of me explaining it every time as we go along. And I think we'll go for GF to get, because they're always quite powerful in their GFs, so especially with ours at quite a high level, and they block damage from enemies, so it's worth doing. It's worth getting that back as soon as possible. Magic is already grayed out because we got it. GF is what we're going to get next. Item is self-explanatory, but you still can't revive, so you can't use Phoenix Downs really. Draw, self-explanatory. Command ability, revive, treatment, kamikaze, dark side, things like that. Limit break, resurrection, so you can use life from full life and Phoenix Downs. Save, so you can save inside the castle without having to go back out to the castle gates. We're going to go for Jeff, because they're so powerful. This is where things are going to get a bit complicated. Let's go. Can we go? I think what we want to do is go back to the hall where we started, where we fought the first boss. Don't expect all the bosses to be so easy to get to, by the way. And where should we go? How do we get back there now, folks? I mean, I'm not going to be cutting too much out of this place because I want to show you exactly how to get to places with it being as minimally confusing as possible. But if I go hugely wrong and get lost completely, then obviously I'll cut that out and get us back to a good place before before starting recording again. Okay, there is nothing down here, is there? It looks like we have completely done the wine cellar. Massive wine cellar. She must be a raging alcoholic. But which way do we go now? I mean, I'm sure it's across here somewhere. What's up the stairs? Don't look like anything. Should we try in here? I think we might as well try in here. Even though I'm pretty sure I never do it this way other times. We'll have a look. No, we don't want to be going that way yet, for sure. I've got a very specific way of doing this, look, so I do apologise if it seems a little bit stilted sometimes. Try this way instead. I hope we're going the right way. Sometimes I will go a bit quiet for obvious reasons. You do need to concentrate in this place hugely, because you can get lost extremely easily. Even though it's well designed, which probably doesn't make much sense. Okay, we're back to where we started, like I wanted to be. Is it back upstairs? Okay, I gotta try and remember myself, because it's been a while since I played this far into the game. Just gotta remember where everything leads to. Right, I remember going right from the main hall but I wasn't quite sure where the door was. Okay, we're back. We are now in the art gallery. This is quite interesting. I like this place. It's an interesting puzzle, either way. Can I move, please? There we go. See? Awkward camera angles once again. Actually, I'm not really sure. We gotta find out where the next door is. I thought it was upstairs, but apparently not. Still don't need to use these at all. These switch points. Right, now we're in the art gallery. I'm sorry, folks. Did get a bit confused there. This puzzle, let's explain it a little bit just for a moment. What you want to do is examine the paintings in the right order. There are 13 of them. Well, 12 of them we got to examine in the right order, and the 13th one is the large one, which is to our left by there. We want to do that one last. So, here we go. We might as well examine everything first, had we? Just to get the general gist of the puzzle. I don't want to show you the sort of result of it without you knowing why the answer of it is what it is. That sort of makes no sense yet, the large painting, but it's not supposed to. Ignis, fire. We can ignore that one, because that has nothing to do with what we want. We want to find Vividarium, Intervigilium, whatever, I can't do Latin, and Viator, or Viator, or whatever. No, that's not it. It sounds pretty similar to me. But, yeah, it's not it. It takes a while to get into each painting, which is why this puzzle can take a while. Udicium, Judgment. That's not one of them. You want to examine them all anyway, you know. Should be another one down here. There it is. I got stuck on this puzzle for so long. Intervigilium. That's the one I couldn't say, so that's definitely one of them. So just keep examining all of them so that the large painting makes a bit more sense when you read it next time. I seem to remember that's how we do it anyway. And upstairs there's some more paintings. There's quite a few of them. Just gotta remember where that sleep one was, that Intervigilium. I'm saying it fast so it doesn't sound like I'm saying it wrong. How embarrassing. That's not one of them. It might seem like this bit's a bit long-winded, and I suppose it is, but there's nothing I can do about it really. It's a puzzle. They're meant to be a bit slower in games than the big action-y parts, which Final Fantasy VIII is full of. Vividarium, right, that's one of them. We gotta remember, we need to examine the garden first, which is this one. To the right of the stairs, we gotta remember where it is. Then downstairs, that sleep one. Remember, in English is easier, isn't it? Anything over here? Oh, draw point. We can't draw. Not yet. So that one by there, by the draw point. Then the one right by the stairs at the bottom. And we gotta find the third one now. And that is it. The one at the top of the stairs, pretty much. Messenger. But we still gotta look at everything else first. It's not even a matter of just wanting to look at them all now. You have got to solve the puzzle. Venus, love. Oh wow, that's a weird painting. Love is messy is probably what they're trying to say there. I can't hear the music and I'm gutted. I love the music in this place. I really do. Ziphius, swordfish. Oh, great, money now. That's what we need. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Oh, okay then. Zerampilinai. That was awful. Never mind. Let's keep on going. This is taking more time up than the first two bosses together, isn't it? It really is. Shocking. Zistas, tree-lined road. That's a nice painting. I quite like that one. Don't understand why it's 3, but a tree-lined road. And Inadark's cowardice. Okay, I don't know what the painting had to do with cowardice, but the picture, I mean. Right, we can go back down now to the big painting. If this room wasn't so split up into different load-in screens, it wouldn't be so bad. But it is, so we're going to have to put up with it. So let's go back to the big painting, like I said. Ignis. Alright, here we go, all the ones we got. It's too faint to read the title still. Title of this picture is... I actually know, and I think we should just put it in. It's on the clock, it is. The solution is something to do with the clock. And... Vividarium. Intervigilium. Yeah, that one. Viator. Vividarium, et. Yep, et is just and. In the garden sleeps a messenger. On the clock face when you're upstairs you could look down and see the numbers of the hands. Hour, minute, second. And they had Roman numerals on them, which means numbers obviously. And it would be 10, 4, 8, that would be the order. And the paintings each had a number on them, giving your solution of which ones to put in. And now our reward, if you can call it a reward. I guess it is. You don't want to be missing a boss at all. Let me have a think now. There's nothing really we can junction to elemental defense that I can remember for this one. There's a reason why we got Jeff before this one as well, because we're going to be using a lot of them during this boss. You won't have that much health actually. Well, you might have quite a bit of health, but you know, we'll do a lot of damage. You're not allowed to do physical attacks for this boss. You won't do anything, folks. You want to be using... what have we got that we can use here? I think all the ones that I remember using are on her, so... Pandemonia. I'm going to be using Wind Magic, so Pandemonia, Cacta, and... Ooh, Doom Train I think would be another good one. But what we're going to do, try Bahamut out as well. He's getting his little enemies out, don't worry about them, they'll go down with the Jeff attack anyway. What do you think we can use? I don't know. Let's just use an Ifrit and see if it works, shall we? It'll be a quick Jeff to get out. Not that we've used Ifrit that much, so maybe it won't go down that quick. Like I'm thinking. Counter! It works against the midgets, look. But physical attacks just won't work against the big guy. Can't even remember his name. I'll find out for you after this Jeff if he's still alive, which I can't see why he wouldn't be. I know it's Bahamut, but still should be able to survive that. Look out for the X's, same as always. You know the Jeffs work by now, surely. How high are we gonna go? 222. 22. Okay. So name. I really want to find out his name for you guys now. Remember, is it crystal? Is it Chris? Oh, I don't know. It doesn't look like a crystal, obviously, but I think it might be something similar to that. Trauma. Oh, I was thinking of a different one. Never mind. But still, everything I've explained is pretty much right, I think. I'm going to just attack my way through it, but you're not going to be able to in this boss. Or in the next boss we see, I don't think, if I get it all right and everything. Ah, right at the end. I'm good at that, aren't I? Anyways. Is fire okay for this guy? Trauma? Nah. Well, it might have just been because of a crap boost in that was so low. Yeah, get over with. It's the toughest boss so far for sure, but nothing to really worry about. Yet. A lot of X's appearing. Come on, 200. Come on. There we go. We just reached 200 in time. I hope this is the end of this boss. I don't want to be using too many GFs, even though we haven't got all that much choice. Apart from magic, you can use magic. Of course you can. So you see what a normal attack does? Still does some damage. Well, I might as well go all out on physical attacks from now on. If it still does a little bit. We haven't actually had a save point yet, have we? Just go back outside the castle. We're not that far into the castle yet, so just go back out and we'll be fine. You never do actually progress too far into the castle, so that you can't get back to the save point easily, as long as you got Encounter Unknown. But there will be save points throughout the castle once we unlock save. That was done. Good. That wasn't too bad, was it? The 3 bosses so far have been fine. Okay. I think this has been a pretty long episode, I guess, but we've got quite a lot done as well, so it's okay. What we're going to choose this time, once we get the choices, we're going to pick Draw, so that we can draw magic out of the enemies and use it, which will be extremely handy as you'd imagine. Anyways, this has been GreenyXI. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again in the next episode when we face at least one more boss. See you in a bit.